Hi, You Can Heal family. Reading in 1 Samuel, going right along. We're in chapter 21 today. I'm outside waiting on one of my kids that had an appointment, and I figured I'd read with you right now. Okay. All right, don't mind me. If this is your first time, I'm Shena. We've been reading through the Old Testament, and today we're in 1 Samuel chapter 21. I don't know what I'm talking about. I guess this sun feels so good on me. Just take a deep breath with me. Everybody settle down. Let's read together 1 Samuel chapter 21. I don't mean to frown, but the sun is coming down right here. So let's see how we do. David is protected by the priest. David went to the city of Nob to see Ahimelech, the priest. Ahimelech trembled when he saw him. "Why are you alone?" he asked. "Why is no one with you?" "The king has sent me on a private matter," David said. "He told me not to tell anyone why I'm here. I have told my men where to meet me later. Now what is there to eat? Give me 5 loaves of bread of anything else you have." "Why don't you have any regular bread?" the priest replied. But there is the holy bread, which I guess you can have if your young men have not slept with any women recently. What is going on? "Don't worry," David replied. "I never allow my men to be with women when they are on a campaign. And since they stay clean, even on ordinary trips, how much more on this one?" So since there was no other food available, the priest gave him the holy bread, the bread of the presence that was placed before the Lord in the tabernacle. It had just been replaced that day with fresh bread. Now Doeg the Edomite, Saul's chief herdsman, was there that day for ceremonial purification. David asked Ahimelech, "Do you have a spear or sword?" The king's business was so urgent that I didn't even have time to grab a weapon. "I only have the sword of Goliath, the Philistine, whom you killed in the valley of Elah," the priest replied. "It is wrapped in cloth behind the ephod. Take that if you want it, for there is nothing else here." "There is nothing like it," David replied. "Give it to me." David pretends to be insane. So now we're on verse 10, and I'm really not sure what's happening. So David escaped from Saul and went to King Achish of Gath. So we know, okay, I guess, oh my God, what's the commentary say? Holy bread refers to the bread of the presence that was specially consecrated to be eaten in a holy place only by the priest. Holy, as applied to objects and places, means set apart or devoted to the service or worship of God. Abstinence from sex was part of the consecration of soldiers engaged in divinely directed missions. And I've heard that before, that, like, I've heard it in terms of football players, like some coaches have it so the football players can't be with their wives before a game because it drains all their energy or something like that. But I guess when David left, he went to the city of Nob to see the priest. And the priest trembled when he saw him. "Why is no one with you?" "The king has sent me on a private matter. He told me not to tell anyone why I'm here." So David was lying because the king didn't send him anywhere. He was escaping from the king, so the king didn't kill him. "He told me not to tell anyone. I have told my men where to meet me later. Now what is there to eat?" So David, okay, so it sounds like David's been out running from Saul. He ended up here. He lied to Ahimelech, and now he's he's hungry. So he's asking for food. And he said he wanted 5 loaves of bread or anything else. And they said, "We don't have regular bread, but there's the holy bread, which I guess you can have if your younger men have not slept with any women." And David said, "Don't worry, I never allow my men with women when they're on a campaign." Okay, so even on ordinary trips. So since there was no food, the priest gave him the holy bread, the bread of the presence. That's interesting. So David's been lying, and now he's going to eat holy bread. David asked Ahimelech, do you have a sword or spear? Saul's chief herdsman was there that day. So maybe David is trying to drum up some protection for himself in case Saul catches up to him. And he said, I only have the sword of Goliath. And then David said, there's nothing like it. Give it to me. So I guess David now is trying to protect himself here. So David pretends to be insane. So now in verse 10 it says, David escaped from Saul and went to King Achish of Gath. But Achish's officers weren't happy about his being there. Isn't this David, the king of the land? They asked. Isn't he the one the people honor with dances and singing? Saul has killed his thousands and David his 10,000s. David heard these commands and was afraid of what King Achish might do to him, so he pretended to be insane, scratching on doors and drooling down his beard. Now, David, you're supposed to be a ruddy man. This is not a good look. My goodness. Finally, King Achish said to his men, must you bring me a madman? We already have enough of them around here. Why should I let someone like this be my guest? And that's how the chapter ends. And then the next chapter goes into David is fleeing again to a place called Adullam. So I don't know, this chapter was interesting. It was full of David lying and begging for food and getting weapons. I don't know. But isn't that how it is? Like when you're on the run or hiding something or hiding from someone, like your life is just hectic and crazy and your needs aren't being met and a lot could be going on. So it's best as much as possible live peaceably with all men. It's a great scripture. I think it's in the Psalms somewhere, maybe Romans, I'm not quite sure, but yeah, try not to be on the run from anybody and hiding out in places and things like that. So yeah, I guess that's what I can take from this chapter. I don't know. All I know is the sun is shining and it feels really good. Get that natural vitamin D. So spend some time outside today if you can, wherever you are. Hopefully the sun is shining and you can enjoy some Bible time outside like I just did. So yeah, that's it for today. Short and sweet. You can heal family. I'll be back tomorrow and we'll continue reading God's Word together. I love you. Always remember, true healing begins with self-love. Why? Because God, who created the sunshine, lives on the inside of you. We'll talk soon. Bye.